Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lailatul Munawaroh. I'm from English Education Department, Faculty of Educational Sciences, UIN Syarif Hidayatullah, Jakarta. Now I will tell you about my articles that I've done before. The first article is about readability of selected parent education publication by Carol and Holcomb and Marjorie Smith. These articles explain to help parents to choose printed materials about parenting and which suitable for them, and the difficulty. It's like many books which sold about it. It because increasingly parents which looking for help in parenting to the expert and literature about unique problem. The conclusion are parent education materials must be interesting to audience with widely ranging reading abilities, and how well the printed materials speak to the parents, where they are, and how the book can stimulate motivation for learning more about child development, effective guidance, and basic information about growing up problems facing families and children at different stages in the cycle. This article is related with my other article that about gender difference, exposure to domestic violence, and adolescent identity development by E.S. Idemudia and S. Makubela. This article tells about domestic violence must happen to women in Africa, and it affects in children in their character development and their identity. Children who exposed to domestic violence or get difficulty to make friends, and non-exposed adolescents achieve a high overall identity development than those exposed to domestic violence. There was no difference between man and woman identity development, but the non-exposed male had higher change in identity. So, before the domestic violence happens, the parents should think about their children first because it had strong effect for them. This article have both similarity that about parent and children. And the next article is about component of executive control with advantages for bilingual children in two culture. This article tells about the component of executive control developed differently in bilingual children. The bilinguals were more skilled than the monolinguals in performing conditions that required inhibitory control and switching, but not response suppression. Bilingual use different language in school and their home. Both younger and older bilinguals show advantages over monolinguals in inhibitory, but the older show enhancement for all three components. Such a details is essential for establishing the mechanism by which bilingualism and other experience affect cognition and development. The result clearly showed the similarity in performance for the two groups, the bilinguals and monolinguals, who shared experience of bilingual language use. And this article related with my other article that about bilingual language control, an even-related brain potential study by Ingrid K. Christoffel, Chris Firk, Niels O. Siller. This article tells about how about bilingual speakers change their first and second language when speaking. Mixed language contact affected especially the first language, both in ERPS and in the latencies, which becomes slower in the first language than the second language. Bilingual speakers show incredible flexibility in their ability to control their language output. Previous research to assess language control in bilinguals focused on switching, but the present study assessed the effect of mixed language content as well as switching costs. And these articles also related with my other article that about amount of native language use affect the pronunciation of the second language by James Emil Fleck and Elena M. Frida Takeshi Nozawa. This article tells about the purpose of this study was to determine if variation in amount of native language use influences second language production accuracy. The conclusion of this research are the first and the most important, the amount of the first language use influence pronunciation non-native. The non-native pronunciation must be confirmed by additional research in order to be fully accepted. Second, the interesting finding that is listeners' ability to detect and scale the foreign accent. In conclusion, the result of this article are which gain the result which gain here emphasize Mark's view that early bilingualism does not ensure monolingual-like linguistic performance. These three articles are related because it same tells about bilingual. The next article is a suggestion for teaching and testing grammar at advanced level by Colin J. Miller. This article tells about this article appears because there is dilemma that how to improve grammatical accuracy when the students have already developed a good measure of functionality. The solution of this dilemma that teacher can use the method that called error correction. The children who advance in grammar can apply it because they can correct the error of the sentence, and by correcting this error, the student can also use the previous lessons too. And this method also can be applied for all levels. And this article is related with my other article that about etiquette of communicative language teaching in Hong Kong, Where From Here, by Paul Zes. And this article related because it tell about the method of teaching English. This article tells about etiquette has passed in primary schools in Hong Kong took the plunge of replicating a Western innovation. Now, the approach has lost some of its original charisma, and the writer highlighted some problems in communicative language teaching in the primary school, caused by the way the approach was planned and implemented. And the next article is combining the benefit of electronic and online dictionaries with call websites to produce effective and enjoyable vocabulary, by John Paul Locke. These articles to look for relationship between the variables, the use of electronic and online dictionaries to result enjoyable and effective learning vocabularies. The conclusion of this article is a multi-purpose language learning site, including an online reading lab, and succeeded in fully integrating practice in all 4 communication skills with it in this graduate level course. The following resources and services were provided by this course and website. that it was interesting, comprehensible input, comprehension question on each article, and feedback was offline and done personally with the teacher orally in writing. This article is related with my other article, that Curiosity Didn't Kill This Cat, Stud Circles for English Language Learner by Susan Kelly. This article tells about after years of study academic English, many students are ready to move beyond language designed for the classroom, or what Yoshida calls fishbowl English, to the language of the open sea. Stud Terkel's work is appropriate material that captures U.S. culture in all its vitality, complexity, and variety. The conclusion is because Stud Terkel embodies a vital curiosity, students find him interesting. By reading and listening to his work, students not only improve their English conversation and literacy skills, but they see how they can better question and analyze their own culture and other culture. Through Terkel's interviews, students can find some of the rich, thoughtful conversation in and about the United States and its people, rumination on history and its hope. This two article is related because the similarity of these two articles is how to improve the English skills. And the last article is about why sexist language affect persuasion, the role of homophily, intended audience, and offense by Paul, Erica, Mills, and Jordan. This article tells about the Paul and Mills, the writer, examine how gender language affect persuasion. Results imply that the use of sexist language does in fact inhibit the persuasion of women in particular. This finding indicates that textual mediation plays a significant role in the creation of homophily. The subject perceptions of the intended audience were also affected by the language of the text. The final implication of this research is that it confirmed that the use of sexist language does in fact inhibit the persuasion of women in particular. Feelings of offense do not appear to affect persuasion in the same way. And I think the last article is not related with my other article because this topic is different from other about language in persuasion. That's all from me. Please apologize me if there are many mistakes. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.